video. This is Katie, Charlie, and my coffee mug, ladies. Here, so cheers. Let me have a sip. Okay, ladies, so this is project of mine on my channel. As I told you before, I've been thinking that I would do these discussion topic series and to spice it up a little bit. And what really brought me into this idea was this blog that I came across last week online. I will link down the whole blog and the whole discussion under that blog down in description, so you all can go and check it out and read it, because it's quite interesting, ladies. And I don't think that I will cover all the bases today because it would take forever. So I thought that I would do like this discussion series in parts or episodes, I don't know. So ladies, please feel free to comment and to join me in this discussion down in the comments, or making a video, or if you do make a video, please comment down below so I could go and check it out. This is not a tag. This is not intended to be a tag or to stir something up. These topics that I'm going to discuss actually are going to be controversial, but this is not to drag attention to myself. I just really like to be stimulated, like brain stimulated. And this hobby, I'm taking this very seriously. But I'm trying to take into consideration that my friends will probably know. I'm not saying tomorrow. I'm not going to, scream it out of the roof, from my rooftop. But my family knows, and I really, I'm not comfortable with current state of this hobby in society's view, ladies. And I really would like to bring some more talk into this, make it less taboo, because let's be honest, we say we are all comfortable with this hobby. We collect these babies and we do these role play. Some of us do role play videos, some of us take the babies outside. We do various activities with these babies. But let's be honest, that's about it. And I think, Stephanie Ortiz, when she was on Doctors, I think she did a wonderful job. But I still got the feeling that some of those doctors, in that show, they were kind of cynical, and they didn't have really, they didn't give Stephanie enough space to talk about this hobby more. So I really do think that we should, just to break the ice and maybe start to make this hobby less taboo and just talk about this, because I don't think that right now position of this hobby when it comes to outside society and outside people is very favorable. And the reason is this blog that I came across. And you may say, okay, there's a million of blogs and forums and discussions. And of course, some of the topics that I'm going to talk about, they are not unique, they are not new. They've been talked about 1,000 times. But what's really interesting about this blog, ladies, is that this blog started 2 years ago by a person, outsider, not Reborn collector. They are collecting, or they're into making teddy bears. And this person attended some kind of doll show. And he saw Reborns and booths with Reborn artists. But what really struck her or his attention, I'm not sure if it's a guy, I think I had the feeling that he was a guy, I'm not sure. What really brought, or what really caught their attention was not dolls, not Reborns. And this is very interesting, ladies. This whole blog, this is not about dolls or like the hobby itself. And people complaining that these dolls are creepy and all the regular stuff. No, this blog is about us, YouTubers and Reborn mommies. And what really caught his attention was these reborn moms attending this doll show, pushing the strollers and doing basically role play, taking the dolls out. So he was kind of asking, putting it out there. He decided that he would make this blog, and he was putting it out there, asking if this is a common practice, and so and so, you know. So now various groups of people answered his blog, ladies, and I would actually make some notes so I wouldn't be jumping all around the place. But basically, who answered are these so-called psychology students. You have like 3 or 4 of them contributing their pearls of wisdom, which I'm going to address because it's very upsetting. That's what upset me, actually, ladies. Then you have people who are disgruntled members of this community, or ex-members. Then you have artists and regular collectors and people who make videos kind of defending the hobby and, pardon me, somebody came. Okay, ladies, I apologize. Somebody was at my door, so I had to pause the video. So let's go back to this. So where was I? I was talking about these disgruntled former members of this community, people who used to collect dolls, and something happened. Most of them, they got broke, and they went into horrible credit card debt, according to the what, at least that's what I understood from their comments. And then, you know, people from outside of the community who came across this hobby through family members or friends or their teenage daughters asking for reborns. And these were basically just people who were asking some basic questions, you know, concerned mothers of teenage daughters that they thought that their daughters are regressing. You know, it's very interesting thread, ladies. And it's kind of upsetting, actually. So I'll start with mentally unstable claims with the so-called psychology students and their comments, because they really upset me. That's what really upset me the most, when so-called specialists who are not even licensed yet are trying to analyze me or group of people generally. And basically all of these so-called psychology students, they were women, actually, ladies. That's what really gets me. All of these negative comments always come from women, not from the guys. Hello, right? So what really upset me was this, excuse me, my allergies are just, my nose is so itchy, I don't know why. So these psychology students basically said that this is we are mentally unstable, that we need to see specialists, the reborn mommies, because this hobby and our actions are very disturbing. Our behavior, taking, you know, role playing with babies, making the videos, changing them, or even changing the diaper, that we are deeply disturbed individuals. So I really hope, ladies, I really do hope that some of these experts would watch my video. I know it's not, the probability is probably very low, but I have a message for them. Please, the fact that you are attending some college and that you read 2.5 psychology books and that you passed probably 1 or 2 exams does not make you expert, okay? And I really dislike when people who are supposed to be psychologists and therapists, people with open mind and ability to listen, are closed-minded, actually. These people are completely not suitable to be therapists at the first place, okay? Because they are just, they obviously did not do their research. They just like to browse on internet and spread these news. And I really worry that a lot of mothers who are out there and who whose daughters are playing with reborns, they may be like really freaked out, thinking, okay, these psychologists, they just, said that my daughter is clinically like out of it. These clinical psychologists, they said that she's disturbed, and I can't even imagine if my mom read this. She would be really concerned for me. And I don't need any more of these groups of psychologists who are just going out there, not doing their research, not really talking to artists or collectors, just generalizing. I don't like when people generalize. So, and second of all, I don't understand why society is so open-minded and approves any man collecting hobby. I'm not going again into train collecting and little airplane models that are in every single park here in Chicago. You have even designated areas for guys so they can take their little toy models of airplanes and play with them, and with their sons, which is okay, right? But that society approves of that. They even build these areas for these models. But goodness forbid that woman would just take her doll out. So we really need to level opinions of society, and I really do think it will take a lot of effort, and it will probably won't be tomorrow or even next year, but I really do think that we need to make this hobby not so taboo and talk about this, and just tell people that please do not generalize. Not all of us are the same. Not all of us have hoarding issues. Not all of us what really was interesting, that nobody really claimed or was concerned about these YouTube mommies. They call us dolly collectors and YouTube mommies. Nobody was really concerned or mentioned that, they are kind of disturbed. They believe that their dolls are real. No. So I think what really most got them were outings and changing videos. So, okay, that was really strange, right? So yeah, here I have a note. Disturbing behaviors according to these psychology students and these judgmental types who contributed into the discussion was role play, taking babies out, and feeding videos. That's what really got them going, ladies. And so yeah, today I wanted to discuss this society's approach to us, and that we need to shift the common norm. Because for guys, you have specialized stores for model makings, for trains, for kites. I have kite store 5 minutes from my house. Nothing, just store for specialized for kites. I don't know how they stay in business. I've never seen anybody except once, like 5 years ago, taking the kite into the bar. Yeah, it's fun. I used to do it with my dad and my grandpa. I love it. But they have this store and it's fine. Nobody's just like knocking on their head. But if we opened a Reborn store, it would be probably fine too, because people would be buying these dolls. What really moves these people and upsets them is the role play on YouTube. And then I will go to the second part of my discussion video, and that's disgruntled former members of this community. Some of them even have channels. I just saw two very not disturbing videos, but very these people are, or women are, obviously very disgruntled. I don't know what happened, because I saw few people actually mentioning this particular one channel that is considered controversial. And they said that this member was at first really positive and welcoming on her channel. And then something happened, I don't know what happened, but this member actually participated in this discussion. I found her blog. I found this blog that I've been discussing for the past 15 minutes, ladies. I found this through her channel. I was looking at her channel. I was trying to figure out what made her so upset about the community. It's not about the hobby. It's not about the dolls. It's her rage, I would say, is directed to the community and to individuals in the community. So, but I'm not going to talk about this lady. It's her business, what happened. I just wanted to talk about a few of these disgruntled members who posted in this forum and who are completely not doing us a favor, ladies, and to this hobby. These are what I understood from their comments. These are the women who started the hobby as we all did, from curiosity, and they loved the dolls and they loved interacting, and the dolls brought them comfort. But somewhere down the road, they lost the original purpose of this hobby, and they let their own issues, I'm not going to say mental issues, but their own issues to get into the hobby, and they started basically hoarding the dolls, like buying and buying and buying and buying. And few of them, one lady said that she stopped at the number 48, another stopped at number 25. So basically, it was not about the dolls anymore. Well, it was, but it was more about the search for perfection, which I don't think it's, that's it. Because sometimes when I noticed that few ladies on few channels, they started buying and buying and buying, and I did buy, but I also sold, and 4 is my number. I'm not now making excuses. I wish I could have 2. My perfect number would be 2, but yeah, I have 4, and I do not have any more desire for any more scalps right now. But I noticed that it is few people, or some people, probably I can see how they can have problem with hoarding the dolls. But I don't think it's the hobby or a community that makes them do it. I just think that these disgruntled ex-members of a community, they just cannot face the fact that they have mental issue, and they project their own mental issue on the whole community. So, you know, in any hobby, in any activity in life, if the person has hoarding tendencies or obsessive tendencies, it doesn't matter if you collect dolls, or if you do some sports, or if you fix the cars. It's about your inner problem, and it has nothing to do with the hobby that you're doing, you know. I think that these ladies just had trouble managing their finances and managing their obsessing and hoarding tendencies. So that's why this buying for dolls and other stuff, they went overboard, and they probably got into credit card debt. At least one of these ladies who was, you know, posting there, it was obvious that she quit 2 years ago, and she's still paying off her debt. But I don't really quite see, I wish I could tell this lady, I don't see how that is the problem of another YouTuber or community in general. I mean, we are adults, and we have to know, or we should know, when it's okay to buy a baby and when it's time just to stop, to halt, and to think, hello, what am I doing? Am I still enjoying this hobby, or am I sliding or slipping into something that is very serious? So, you know, I just wish I could tell these individuals, stop projecting your own mental issues or psychological or emotional issues. It's not mental issues only, it's emotional issues into this hobby and into other members. I'm quite good with managing my finances. I don't think that I'm hoarding, and I don't think that I will ever, because I just have to, do I see a nice baby and I would like to have it? Of course I do. But there's this thin line, and there's this, you know, when people, they want, but they know when to stop. And then there are other people who see something and they really want it, and they just cannot say no, so they keep buying, and buying and buying, and then it gets out of hand, unfortunately, and it spoils it for this poor woman who's, you know, who's been just collecting. It's not about collecting anymore. It's about hoarding. Collecting is something that you do your research and you manage your finances and you are good at it. I mean, you're not broke. Hoarding is when you buy everything around you, when you're not picky anymore, when you do not have, at the beginning, I think we all have this standard, and we educate ourselves and we go, and I think, at least my taste, I kind of graduated, and I seek better and better. I'm not saying that I'm seeking perfect baby, because there is no perfection in the world. I mean, everything can be flawed in some way, but I think that I pretty much I keep discovering what I want, you know. But when somebody's obsessing and starts hoarding, I don't think that they are kind of keeping their standards in mind anymore. I mean, I think that hoarding is just buying and buying and buying whatever I see and whatever I can get my hands on, and just not controlling yourself anymore. And I think it's a serious issue, and I really do think that we would talk about this more in a community, because I think everybody could benefit from it. I think I have slight hoarding issues, not when it comes to babies, but I buy baby clothes. And last month I came to the decision that I'm done. I have certain brands that I'm going to pursue. I have certain styles that I'm going to pursue, and no matter what else is there and what else can look cute on my babies, I'm just not going to buy it, because, hello, I cannot get broke because of the baby clothes when I don't even have a real baby. It makes no sense, and I have my moments of weirdness and obsessing and OCD, but I'm kind of on the other side of the spectrum. I have cleaning OCD. I don't like clutter. I don't like too much of everything, because when there is too much or too many of everything, you cannot really enjoy it. You got lost in it. That's how I felt with the babies. Before, I had few nice pieces and other regular stuff, and I really enjoy those very nice or more expensive pieces. But then when I started, buying more and more, suddenly it doesn't make me happy. Or, well, it does make me happy, but it doesn't make me so excited for that particular piece. And I think that's how people feel. They cannot get excited for that special baby. They are excited those 5 minutes before the baby arrives, and then it's gone, the feeling. So they are in search for another baby and another, or people like me for another romper or another dress. Yeah, it can get obsessive. I can see that. I still can say that I'm pretty good with managing my finances. But I have to watch it. But I wanted to talk about how people are projecting their own issues. This is an issue and it can go with any hobby, not only reborn hobby. So I do not understand why these women are blaming community or other people. If I have 50 dresses that I don't really need for my babies, I'm not going to blame that lady or that channel. All that I can blame, it's myself for not exercising enough of will to stop, or not exercising enough of control to behave normally, and just to let go, and jumping into this hoarding or shopping addiction. So yeah, I'm not blaming anybody. You know me, ladies. I'm straightforward, I'm honest, I'm not judgmental, because I'm one step away from hoarding the baby clothes. If I'm not, I actually think I was in that river. I was in that river and I just got out, and I'm fine with it. It's still, I'm a control freak. I like to exercise control, especially on myself, not on other people. But I really notice that I'm sleeping. And I think that if people were not ashamed to just admit, yeah, I'm sleeping, it would be much easier to communicate even within community, not to be judgmental, not to do rant videos or, gossip about somebody. Just talk about it openly. That, nobody can do it for you. Nobody can help these people if they do not want to change it or if they do not recognize that they have a problem. So that's what I wanted to tell these contributors in this. Oh my gosh, ladies, I'm so slow today. In this internet blog, you have nobody else to blame. Not community, not other channels, except of yourself. You're an adult. You say that you are mentally stable and you are just, you can make your own decisions. Why can't you tell yourself, I'm not going to get that baby because I have 50,000 credit card debt or 60,000 or I don't know how much. I'm just putting it out there. So it's about each individual in this hobby. So I just wish people would stop projecting their own flaws and issues into and generalize the whole community, because it really doesn't do us any favors. And I don't want my mom to go out there and read that this hobby is they actually said, what did they say? I don't think I put it down, that it's very disturbing hobby. It will trigger all obsessive behaviors and depression, and some lady was suicidal there. So I really do not want my mom to read it because it does not apply to me. So that's what I wanted to talk about, ladies. So that's for today. I just wanted to finish this piece or this episode with thanking you, ladies, for watching and sticking up to the end. Please feel free to comment down below. And I wanted to finish this today with saying all hobbies are innocent until they become obsession. And all hobbies can become obsession for some. So ladies, let's keep it positive. Let's open up. Let's talk about it. Let's not fight. Let's not get upset. Let's help each other. And let's help public and society understand our hobby better and not generalize. So I wish you a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, ladies, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank you. Love you all.